Yo, you hear me? Yo, you hear me? At that time of the evening, you know, it's that time of the day, that time of the hour, it's that time of the night. Tune in, log on, send a Skype, do something. Got to listen to Sound Edutainment Radio live with Revolution Sound and Tasha Rose each and every Sunday from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Leave me to the boss! In Das.
Revolution. Never cool. We give thanks and praise to the Most High Emperor Selassie. Kick him with the defender to the fullest man. What am I say there? Yeah, man, lion love the king. Oh, revolution sound. Oh, when I rise early this morning, I see love in front of me. Revolution when I rise early this morning, I feel joy inside of me. Revolution sound, what it not take nothing at all. Feel the king, him bless me now what me doing. It not take nothing at all. Feel the king, Selassie I the king of all kings. It not take nothing at all. Feel the king, him bless me now what me doing. It not take nothing at all. Feel the king, Selassie I the king of all kings. Yo, what it takes a sound to gain the world and lose them soul. Tell them some prophecy, it a be fulfilled. Jaja road and the unfold. The young and the old, the blind and the dumb, to the hype and the big, the weak and the strong. Jah bless revolution and let him carry
on. Levels. It's like in a dance. Well, greetings and blessings to everybody who's listening right now. This is yours truly, Beware the War Angel, Super Danny, the War Revolution family, the East Coast Warriors in the building. Pick up Impulse Nation, you don't know the production family, taking care of the business properly. I might tell you, tonight's show, I'm looking forward to it. Impulse Nation has been putting this show together all week because this show is very, very inspirational as well as informative. Tonight's about influence. And we're going to talk about some of the great and some of the most influential moments that has occurred in the arena of dancehall reggae music. And tonight, we're going to have on, the people that we're going to have on a genre. It is not some regular guests. The three gentlemen, the three pioneers that we're going to have on tonight. Let me just tell you a little bit. I'm not even tell you the name first. The first guy has been promoting in the DMV area for over 25 years. Some of the most significant events that has ever occurred in that area, this guy has put those events on. I'm talking some of the biggest clashes with Black Cat, Addis, with Emperor Sound, and this guy is responsible for that. Bringing some of the biggest artists, some of the most talked about annual events, this guy. The next guy is responsible for some of the biggest events, not just in America, but worldwide. And I'm talking biggest events, I'm talking World Clash, I'm talking US Rumble, I'm talking Pier 1 and Mobe, Jamaica, them type of events, UK, them type of things. And the other guy, listen, anybody that knows about reggae music, no matter where you come from, you know about this event. This event has been going on since the 80s, and it's been going on strong every year, and every year only gets stronger. As a matter of fact, many people that live in the US plan their vacation so they can attend this event in Jamaica. It's Sting, where every artist, the biggest artists, always are featured. The biggest event ever in Jamaica, this event. We have that gentleman on tonight. We have Laing, the producer of Sting. We have Chin of Irish and Chin. And we have Teddy Bear of Teddy Bear Promotions tonight on Sound Edutainment. This is where we have the forums where we discuss everything that's important to us as people who love reggae dancehall music. I'm looking forward to tonight. I want you to tune in. It's going to be off the chain. Super.
Oh, pirates, yes, they robbed I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit. But my head was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the tide. How long shall they kill our prophets who always stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the books. Now won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? It's all I ever had. Redemption songs, redemption songs, redemption songs, yeah.
Be still, all ye enemies of Jah, and know that the Lord God Jah the Almighty shall rule the head of his enemies. Jah, Rastafari, I listen last to the first. Oh, let God arise, let his enemies be scattered. Let them also that hate him flee before him. As smoke is driven away, so drive them away. As wax melted before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of God. Oh, let the righteous be glad. Let them rejoice before God, yeah. Let them exceedingly rejoice. Sing unto God, sing praises to his name. Extol him that rideth on the heavens by his name. Jah, Rastafari, Haile Selassie the first. Our Father, strength and Redeemer, who lives and rules and reigns over all living things. A Father of the fatherless and a judge of the widows is God in his holy habitation. God set up the solitary in families. He bringeth out those which are bound with chains, but the rebellious dwell in dry land. O God, Jah Rastafari, Haile Selassie, Father, strength and Redeemer, when thou wentest forth before thy people, when thou did march through the wilderness, sea, the earth shook, the heavens also dropped at the presence of God. But even Shinar itself was moved at the presence of God, Jah Rastafari, Haile Selassie the first, the God of Israel.
Defending ghetto youths here. Because Ramon, I say give the youths a blood. Listen to their cry. Rose off of them and them bag and some fire. Have we in the dark, after them a laugh. Some way I feel get past of them. Give the youths a blood. Listen to their cry. Rose off of them and them bag and some fire. Have we in the dark, after them a laugh. Some way I feel get past.
While I'm balling peace,
Sing along.
oh reggae music please, oh so
Get that jam, make me hear it sound.
we get the drum and make we run down round.
Get that jam, make me hear it sound.
Shake it tambourine and make it go all frown.
Get that jam, make me hear it sound.
Tell me what them a go do fi move up Marley crown.
Get that jam, make me hear it rebound.
The music where we love and not coffee we own. But
When the music hits, brother, you feel no pain, no pain at all. But all you do is verbalize your body and your heart, your mind, and it memorize your brain. But again, Bandini man a chat, determine a chant. For the youth them down the lane, but they do put down the gun and I'll stop lick out to you. Them brain fan the lane.
Watch out, Jugger ask them. How long you believe when I go use to get on? Youth them and lead them astray. Hey, them man and no man and tomorrow. All the doctors and the nurse, them and the youth, them and two them so Jugger say. How long you think when I go use to get on? Youth to do the criminal act. You know so that must stop. Come in and take advantage and the youth that want to know the turn on no back. Guess what? One more shipment of gun just arrive. One more get a you, one get a stripe. One more vampire coming at the night in the farm of a politician dressed in a white. With one more promise and one more lie. One more innocent get a you die. One more youth in a court fi get tried. And one more fi hang and one more mother cry.
Righteousness exalt the nation. When the righteous man move, I know the deed and plan. But Jah wipe them out, one by one. Sure. Wanna think of the have it all. Oh no, have it at all. Jah children of brimstone and no one. Wanna think of the have it all. Oh no, have it at all. Wanna fight against the righteous and fall. And nation divided by itself shall never fall. And up by Saint Peter and up by Saint Paul. He's 20 black buckle sitting on the wall. And that color every one of the black buckle fall. What it decrease the race trying to rule us all. Black man stand up and be counted so your name shall be called. We don't respect Vatican, nor praise Pope Paul. Jah shall come by the whole of them with a lightning ball. I don't think I don't have it all.
Keep it before them see God, them seek the devil. That's why them law is so miserable. But the killer say it's God and not the devil. And then this world will be comfortable. And they praise Vatican 24/7. And don't know the man will build the earth and the heaven. I'ma make the sun shine 7 to 7. I see earthquake and storm where you're dangerous sick. Lightning and thunder clap make you frightened. Volcano and lava burn you out to nothing. Man all the fight is brother to gain title. War did start from Cain and Abel. Cain shoot a knife right in him brother's navel. Now is it time to live as God disciple. Killer say it's God and not the devil. And then this world will be comfortable before some see God. Them seek the devil. That's why them are so miserable.
Check 1, 2, check. Well, you don't know. It's all about sound entertainment, and we're here each and every Sunday night from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. with yours truly, Beware Super Danny. This is Revolution East Coast Warrior. And I can't forget my sister. You don't know her. Tasha Rozez, straight out of Canada. She's here with us, our partner in life, each and every Sunday. So you don't know her. I want you to check in. And tonight is very special because we're talking about influence. And as a selector, there's a lot of things that influence you and in your life, and you bring that influence to the dance hall, to the arena where you practice and you practice your craft. Now, as a selector, one of the things that influenced me as a war selector, growing up in Brooklyn, New York, watching Addies and Donny Jed and those type of foundation and selectors clashing against Black Cat, Bass Odyssey, Exodus 4x4, them type of sound, yeah. Inner City, Saxon, Coxon. When I would see these type of things as a youth, they influenced me so much that I said, yes, this is something that I want to be a part of. This is something that I want to do. And from that point, I just knew that being a selector was what I was going to do in life. And just like I've been influenced, many of the people, many of the listeners right now have certain influences that draw them or brought them into the dance when they first started. Whether you grew up in Jamaica or some of the Caribbean islands, and that's a part of your culture, whether you grew up in America like me, and you were just constantly surrounded and embraced and engulfed with dancehall, reggae music, soca music, Caribbean music at large. So, influence is our topic tonight. This is what we do at Sound Edutainment. We talk about the things that are important to us. And we as selectors, we have a different perspective from most people. You know, we're not radio hosts, we're not journalists, we're not news reporters. We are selectors. It's like last night, we was in Virginia shelling down the dance. We're selectors, so our perspective is different than most people. So that's what Sound Edutainment is about. Big up Impulse Nation, you don't know. And I want everybody to know that tonight's show, I'm looking forward to talking to our hosts. Sting is an event that I've been to a couple of times myself, and that is an event that has played a big influence on my life. So big up Laing for that. Later on, we're going to be talking to Laing, and he's going to be definitely dropping some jewels on us and sharing some information that is integral, is very, very important. We need that. And Sting, one of these things that influenced me was the year that Ninja Man and Merciless did a war up on stage. I might tell you, Merciless triumphed best. And it was a long time that we heard from Ninja because he had some things going on in his life. But when Ninja took that stage and flinged some lyrics, me as a selector, I had to go and cut those dub plays. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you that Ninja Man where him use and kill Merciless on Sting. Super fine that Ninja, that Merciless, that Ninja Man, so we can play a little more, right? Anyway, now Irish and Chin, we're going to have Chin right here tonight. I mean, as any selector, you know that to reach the pinnacle in your craft, you want to go to world class. Whether it's in America, whether it's in Jamaica, whether it's in Europe, you want to go there. You want to be a part of that. You want to go to that stage and brandish your talents. So when I first seen World Clash, I mean, that was a big influence to me as a selector as well. That's why talking to Chin tonight is going to be, you guys have to really stay tuned and listen in because tonight's show is very big. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss anything that's happening tonight. Chime in with us on Facebook, Sound Edutainment. Go to Revolution, Sound East Coast Warrior. My page, Beware War Angel. I'm going to take your messages. We're going to talk about that craziness that happened in D.C. this weekend as well. Teens, big up yourself. I know you're listening in. And we got a whole lot to discuss tonight. Yo, I tell you, Shelley's that one they sell off tonight, Benjamin. I tell you, hey, super, we're not wasting no time.
Party time again. Oh, yeah, now. Lord of mercy, why?
It's no time, super.
See the moonlight on the town. Oh, I'm getting ready. Up the streets they spread good news. Yes, I'm getting ready. Gonna put on my dancing shoes. Oh gosh, yes, I'm getting ready. Got a caller on the telephone. You got somebody, there's a party going on. Shake it up tonight, boy. Show you how to party right, yeah. Shake it up tonight, boy. Show you how to do it right, boy. Hear me now. Be wise now, children. In these troubled times, we gotta be strong. And as sure as the sunshine, I gotta get it 'cause it's really mine. Won't stop, won't give up the fight. I'll do it with all my might right now, 'cause Jaja will do it. And if you seek and you will find it. Mankind knows not the minute or the hour, so do the best in life, I know now. Jaja will do it. Jaja will do it. Will find it. The things you wanna achieve in life is there for you right now, I know that. Whoa, looks like the sun, it doesn't shine for me. Still I'm a living, trying to be free. But freedom is a must, I know. No matter how they fuss and go on, because I read these things in prophecy. When the rain stops falling down and they got no water, they're gonna bow down to the ground, wishing that they were under. And when the stars start falling down and fires burning red hot, there will be weeping and a gnashing of teeth. Yes, everyone will be mourning. A whole lot of people will be mourning. Everyone will be mourning. Sinners, you will be mourning.
You find the reason why I love you, baby, my dear. Now I'm craving your body. If it's real, temperature's rising. I don't wanna feel I'm in the wrong place to be real. Oh, and I'm longing to love you just for a night. Kissing and hugging and holding you tight. Please let me love you with all of my mind. The reason that we're here, the reason that we fear, I feel it, so won't disappear.
Sorry, it's all that you can say. Years go by and still the words don't come easily. Like sorry, like sorry. Forgive me is all that you can say. Years gone by and still the words don't come easily. Like forgive me, and you can say baby, and baby can I hold you tonight? And maybe if I told you the right words, ooh, at the right time, you'll be mine.
I will light up your blood. You understand? Run! How damn it, let me come be rum dancer. How damn it, let me come be rum dancer. We take up. How damn it, let me come be rum dancer. How damn it, let me come be rum dancer. Now when the Jamaican in a foreign land, yes, that is like a run the microphone stand. Why you feel no me still the champion? If you walk your dance from on no want it flop. Remember that the tiger make the crowd come back. This and that the tiger, me chatting no stop. At me hard, me coming in so don't tell me them me gon' be rum dance all. Don't tell me them me gon' be rum dance all. And when you're sending for the tiger, when you're sending for me, make sure you send for me white caddy. Cause you know say that the tiger I can show somebody. A man you know say when me come, me ram party. Right on the stage so shout out to me. In at the ballrooms, anywhere you go. Wait at the tiger, bet that one and two. No matter one no matter.
Oh, yeah. La 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 la.
Watch this.
I'm a don't smoke the chronic to bother no one. Oh, yes. Revolution smoke the chronic to cause botheration. To a jump on, yes. Revolution for the chronic just meditate. Alright. So we know my doing, my reward will be great. So why won't you leave revolution alone? Can't you see that we're protected by the Father on his throne? He will never allow you to trample us down. Proud sheep of his pastor, we're standing in holy ground. There are lots of sounds in life, and some that you may not like. Could be living this minute, the next minute you're gone away. Hey, hold up your head, revolution. Speak and trust, revolution.
Impossible surely can pay. Them are trying to show me the younger revolution. You've got the title. Give me someone who we don't know. And if you ever need to show me the younger Reggae stepper, you've got the title. Give me someone who we don't know.
You got a fast car. I wanna take you to anywhere. Maybe we can make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me, myself, I got nothing to prove. Whoa, yeah. You got a fast car. I've got a plan to get us anywhere. Working at a convenience store. Manage to save just a little bit of money. Won't have to drive too far. Just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs and finally see what it means to be living. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. But I do anything for you, though you're not here. Since you said we're through, but it seems like years. Time keeps dragging on, and forever you've been gone. Still I can figure what went wrong. I'll still do anything for you. I'll play your game. You hurt me true and true, but you can have your way. I can't pretend each time I see you that I don't care and I don't need you. But you never see me crying, though inside I feel like dying. Oh baby, I'll still do anything for you, in spite of it all. If that's what I should do to make you happy, I can't pretend each time I see you that I don't care and I don't need you. But you never see me crying, you know inside I feel like dying. I love you more. Of special good times together. It seems like our love can't get much better. No, 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 no. 'Cause we were as close as two could be. True love will last forever. We're more than just lovers. We're good friends. They say time can heal a broken heart. True love never ends. So what if start where we begin? Because I still say yes to you again.
My heart is filled with so much love, and I need someone I can call my own to fall in love. That's what everyone's dreaming of. Always feeling home, so sure life is too short to live alone. When there's someone to call my own, I will care for you, you will care for me. Our love will live forever.
And also Guns and Roses. Tasha Roses, I see it.
Ew, Tasha Rose, you're gone again. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, people around the world, you are now tuned in to Rosebuzz with Tasha Rozez, live on Sound Edutainment Radio.
Yo, this is the Queen of Dancehall representing for Guns and Roses. Tasha Rozez, big up yourself.
Selassie, I know her. Well, You don't know we cannot have sound entertainment without Tasha. And Tasha Rozez is my sister. I'm a family. And I want everybody to know that Tasha brings a very interesting perspective to sound entertainment because she talks about it from a female perspective. And not just a female. If you don't know, you must know that Tasha is a selector. Not just a selector, one of the leading selectors in the world. Even though she lives in Canada, but she's a global icon, and I see it that way. So, like we're talking about influence, and me as a selector, you know that Sound Clash, World Clash has influenced me in a way that it really pushes me to be in the war arena. Tasha, my sister.
Blessed, my friend. How you doing?
They are blessed. You know, I'm feeling good tonight, man. Tonight is nice. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about this.
You know, when we're talking about influence, even as selectors, there's so many different times and different spots in your journey as a selector where you're influenced. You know what I mean? Of course, you start in the beginning with influence. But then as you go along, you have different influence and different influential moments that you probably didn't even think about in the beginning that might have influenced you at all.
Right.
So it's a funny journey, you know what I mean? Because, you know, there's a moment that I was just even thinking about and I'm like, wow, how could I even forget that? And that was when Killer linked me and them say, yo, Galliance, you know. And I'm like, what? Galliance?
I like that.
So they must say, yeah, man, I the thing there. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And 2-2s, Lavelle Christie, big up Lavelle Christie, a female journalist working for Gleaner them times, I believe. And she had contacted me and we did the article. And, you know, I mean, it was not, you know how that Galliance thing went. It was just, you know how, you know, crews go. And it was a good thing, but it was something that influenced me to realize that artists out there, they do recognize selectors that are out there playing their songs.
That's
and
right.
I mean, I don't think at that time I had viced any killer yet on dub. I don't believe. So, you know, it wasn't even a matter of a business link or anything like that. It was just, you know, him say, yo, me hear about you, you know, I go around the place and I talk about me or your daddy. And he, you know what I mean? Because that was the style and that was what I was influenced by. So that's what I did, you know. So there was definitely an influential moment for me. Also playing on Fully Loaded in Canada and in Jamaica. Very influential as a female. You know, not a lot of female sounds are getting to play on those kind of platforms back in those days. Now, thank God, we're having a change with that. You know what I mean? But before, it wasn't that much. So to have those moments where I'm a female selector and a female sound, yeah, I'm playing amongst males and, you know, male generated audience and male generated place, but at the same time it's a female again perspective. And that moment for me was very influential because I got to see that not only am I accepted as a female selector, but of course I'm accepted as a good sound system to come and represent.
And you had skills.
Such platform. And again, big up to Sharon Burke, you know, promoters like that give that platform to, you know, do your thing.
Tonight, you know, we're talking to Laing, the creator and producer of Sting. I mean, everybody in the world around knows about Sting. Tell me about a moment in Sting that was influential to you. Because you must have a different perspective from me, because I told you about mine were Merciless and Ninja Man. Tell me about yours.
No, for me, it has to be 2009, 2008, I believe, with Cartel and Vado. Like, come on. Like, that is like, again, for me, even too, those are my, a Bounty Killer me said to me. So to see my two brothers, bigger brother Cartel, little brother Vado, you know, not really my brothers, but those are the guys, again, I look up to, my crew, my alliance. To see them in such a war and for sister, the two of them, but it also showed you that, yo, you're going to get into this thing where you are going to be torn between the two as a selector, as an artist, as a fan, and you kind of just have to work with it. I mean, it's different in Jamaica. They take it very seriously. But I mean, at the end of the day, that was a moment for me that made me see, you know, regardless of what side of the fence you want to be on, music is music and the people out there are going to choose and decide. So to see the two two of them, for me, added like that, it was like, yo, crazy. And it got serious to the point where, you know what I mean, half of Jamaica was split. So that was like a point where you see that dancehall also is not just a musical thing. It then a people heart and soul where them are divide themselves in because of this. So that was very, you know, something for me to see that. And again, being a part of that Bounty camp and, you know, as I said where that's why I have to say both of them from the top all the time, because I'm influenced by both of them always. So.
Hey, big up the world boss, don't know, fighting that charge right now, you know, that craziness, you know, big them up, bless them up, because you don't know.
But I love them to do it. You forget Laing to do a hologram. Get him to do a hologram. I can't tell you.
Hey, you know what, too? Tasha, matter of fact, we're going to ask him about that later on, but I know you got something for us tonight. What do you have in your bag of goodies?
I have in my bag of things. I was just reading and going over some information. Big up Impulse Nation. We're always talking and going over things. And, you know, we were looking over an article recently on JamaicanMusic.com. Big up Etana. She is also one of the artists on Sting this year. So big her up. One of the, I don't want to say few female artists, but yeah, kind of few female artists on the lineup. Etana, Danielle D.I., and of course Mumasa. So the three of those female artists, and I know there's a lot more, regardless of how it goes, you know, to get on Sting, whatever, we can hear from that in regards from Laing. But, you know, she is on Sting. She's away right now on tour, always busy and doing things. And she, you know, she made a statement that I want to read in regards to female artists. And she said when she started doing reggae music professionally in 2007, and this again is from the article, I noticed one thing for sure. Females, even if they were being billed for shows, they would be at the bottom of the flyer or really small. This made me wonder. Would they perform or perform not at all? Sorry, they would perform and maybe sometimes not at all, admits Etana, reflecting on the progression of female artists in the musical realm. So, you know, as a female selector too, you know, you'll see lineups and bills and things set up, and yes, there may be a female selector on it, but maybe they're put to play earlier, maybe they're not playing at all. You know, you go to shows in Jamaica and you may see a lineup with a slew, yes, of course, of male artists. It's dominated the bill by male artists, but the female artists are maybe put on earlier, or, you know, some of them don't show up, whatever the situation may be. It's something that you notice, not only myself, but Etana also. And I have to commend her at least for speaking on that, because not a lot of women want to speak up on that. It's a view that, as she also states, it's the way that women are treated in this culture. It's something that we don't know if it's something with the generation or it's just the way that it is. So it's definitely something that not only female artists before us, Lady Saw, Muma Nancy, Tanya Stevens, those are some of her idols, myself as well. You wonder how hard it was for them. Of course, dominated industry it is, but coming up in such an earlier time where they had to maybe wonder about their lyrics, if their lyrics were maybe provocative enough, it was an issue, or even if they were too provocative, it was an issue where you have other artists like Shabba Ranks that can say whatever they want, and it was till he become maybe mainstream. So it's definitely something us female artists and selectors have to look at. Yes, we're influenced by these male artists, but do we get the same platform when it comes to some of these shows and some of these performance arenas?
Well, last night we played in Virginia, and I have to tell you, we actually played before Angelina Montana.
Right.
So female selectors are starting to get that type of exposure, that type of respect, and that type of airplay.
Definitely. And one thing I think about that is if you start to, as a female artist selector, even promoter, if you start to show your ability, you cannot get shunned for too long, like in anything anybody does. I mean, it can only happen so long. If you, yes, you know, she even stated, where she says that she's so grateful, Etana. I bet it would be much harder for me if they, meaning the female before us, if they didn't do their fair or even sometimes share of unfair hard work. And that's what I mean. The unfair work might be having to play early, like nobody's there and you want me to do the early one. I'm like, why? Because you're not sure if I can shell down the place at 2:00. All right, then put me on at 2:00. I'm going to show you. And like you said, if a female selector is playing before maybe you, that is the more proclaimed, playing after you, the more proclaimed sound, and they do well, that's a good way for, I guess, us to show that, you know what, we ain't that bad. We got it. Cause when I go on a prime time, he say, you know, when I want to say a prime time, I think after that all the time, because that's where I get my most energy and that's where I get my most vibe. Yeah, I'll do my early warms and stuff like that too. It's not a problem. But again, I want to, it's just like marketing. I want to be able to show myself at the highest point of the party where everybody is there and everybody can at least say, yeah, man, I got to hear that sound play, regardless of male or female.
Well,
I'm going to make sure you get to come back on.
I want you to know this, that for years, I respect you, as a selector, as a woman, as my sister, because if you remember, one of the first clash I was ever in, and you was in the same clash.
Busway.
Right
yeah,
in DC.
I know.
And that's the dance that put Revolution out there. But now, you know, we can go on forever and ever and ever.
Forever. That was another moment too. Like if we talk about other times when things were maybe unfair.
Tasha, you know, you're my sister, and you know, say I tell you, but you know, say Revolution deserve that title there. We win it. Now you play wicked, but we deserve that trophy there.
Yeah, next time.
Hey, till next week, we love you, we bless you, and we're looking forward to building with you again.
No problem, man. Sound Edutainment every Sunday. You know we're here live. My day I Bill.
Ladies! East Coast Sound Patrol and Edutainment bring you Reggae on the Roof each and every Sunday at Eden Lounge. Hosted by the Majestic, Ablaze, and Hazard. Hosted by DJ Armageddon. Open bar. We got it from 10 to 11 p.m. We got hookah and jerk chicken also available. Reggae on the Roof. Each and every Sunday at Eden Lounge, 1716 I Street in Washington, D.C. It's all being brought to you by Edutainment and East Coast Sound Patrol.
Well, it's all about Renastone International present. We and Renastone Big Wicked. Birthday celebration, birthday splash. You don't know it's how the ghetto ball style. Friday, December 27, the party a look healthy. Renastone, big up yourself in a car. We say the party a slap way. Music by DJ Cash from New York. Renastone, Kingshine, Music Machine. Sonic 71, the big machine. Half Crazy, Soul Shock, Amplex, Lexus Superior. Yours truly, DJ Blaze will be in the building. G9, you don't know, say for more information, dial 301-573-7902. And you don't know, say a bag of gifts and prizes and surprises for the sexy ladies. So make sure you come out to the one here Friday, December 27. Madras, man. Renastone Big Wicked, big up yourself, birthday celebration. Slap way.
Just so people stay frost while you are up and pray. Yo, them want to hear you gone back in the clay and you not see another birthday. But anyway, chase the frost and Sonic 71 and say Aqua the Rail Ups are the official Aquarian kickoff. And at a Saturday, January 25th, 2014, the world immortal Stone never got it there. Sonic 71 and Shellings, Renastone, half crazy and mad something. Paying for God 202 1099 89. That are right in the Oxford Defense Center. All Aquarians are fienta. If you race before to $15, yeah, you want it then. Chase the frost, Sonic 71, big up. Aqua the Rail Ups are the official Aquarian kickoff. Saturday, January 25th, it crack up.
Supreme Promotion and Downtown Records, in association with Magnum, presents J30 Boxing Day, December 26th. Jam World, Portmore. After 21 years, Supercat the Dundada performs live on the Sting stage with 2 Chainz, Wyclef Jean, Ninja Man, Sizzler, Tommy Lee, Lovato, Kip Rick, Beanie Man, Lady Saw, Chipshire, Idonia, Elephant Man, Free the Hard Way featuring Peter Metro, Major Mackerel and Burro Banton, and many more. At the gate, tickets general $3,000, VIP 6.5, Platinum $30,000. Sting will be live on pay-per-view and streamed to millions worldwide. Sponsored by YouTube, this station, and the JTB. Sting 30, 18 years and older. Drink responsibly.
Just yesterday, sounds were open for tomorrow, and they trust and prayed it would bring a brighter future. Oh, many sound tried to test revolution sound. Whoa, but in the end, revolution just slowed them down. Whoa. Cause when the going gets rough, revolution gets going good. I beat some kind of revolution, some kind of revolution right now in the dance hall. Make us somewhere for run and ball. More like samba. Just I know. And the mates in the ball and speak. Somewhere pockets is empty. No jobs to buy, Lord. God was his hungry. Don't ask me why. Revolution sound playing, rolling in the long wall. A little sambo is dying, him little jump and gone. Jump and samba just back and run away, Lord. Don't you know that revolution sound leads the way? He that sound was just back and run away, Lord. Don't you know that revolution is here to stay? Revolution that can beat sometimes. Whoa, hey. When people see me walking the streets, with a smile on my face, they always wonder why I'm such a happy man. Lord, guess they'll never overstand. The secret of Kabbalah, man, is when I hear revolution sound, beat the sound, boy. Revolution, beat the sound in the morning, and let them know the revolution ruling the land. We beat the sound in the evening, and make a little somebody happy pack up and gone. We beat the sound in the morning, and let them know revolution sound is ruling the land. We beat the sound in the evening, and make a little somebody happy right where I'm gone.
Listen. Leave out to Babylon and come back to Zion. Slaving every day and still you can't make one. Leave out corruption and come back to Zion. Why you want to be with the Babylonians? We all have got to give account for our sins. Yeah, sins that consider great and small. The Bible says that we should love our brothers true. Yeah. And now just look at what we do. Pick up a gun, shoot their brothers down. Envious, covetousness, hate all around. Mothers hating daughters, fathers hating sons. Your soul will go down and there's no way.
Oh, you come and tell me say you're bad and you're wicked. Me check it out and you want big guns to bad. And if you have a one gun to chew, nobody feel say you can decide the crew. Oh, you come and tell me say you're wicked and you're bad. Me check it out and you want big gun bad. And if you have a one gun to chew, nobody feel say you can decide the crew. Anything me say about the gun is for your cause. I really love the gun but him not give it a pass. Now him come and tell me say him bad like a yas. Now go left him gun because of him and it a was. Big mouth a massive out a you a run yard. Find your African to left yard, your big fad. You buckle them a rockle, them a go mash off guard. Silent down your toe and come out and play hard.
Oh Father, watch in Zion, hear our voice, oh Jah, today in our prayer, and accept our thanksgiving. Father, we thank thee for all that you have done and for what you're doing now. Oh, yeah, yeah. The Lord is a shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He restoreth my soul. Splashing, dashing, restless sea. Never still you seem to be. Sometimes angry, sometimes sad. Sometimes you laugh as though you're glad. Splashing, dashing, restless sea. Never still you seem to be. Sometimes angry, sometimes sad. Sometimes you laugh as though you're glad.
Oh, yeah. Every man's got their eyes on you, trying to get a chance at your love. I heard them say that you're the talking town. That's why I gotta tell you now, you are the center of attraction. Knocks me off my feet, center of attraction, and I just gotta be discreet.
But I didn't turn you down. I've watched you all these years, holding your head up high, just wanting to be someone. When all the fellows around, they didn't pay you no mind. How could they not look twice? They must have been blind. But I could tell from the start, you had love in your heart, and you wanted so much to let it go. Baby, you needed the chance to show a little romance. Now the table has turned, they're running you down. Baby, show it all. Show them what you got now, honey. Throw it off. Burn them 'cause you're hot now, baby. Let it off. Let them feel the heat now, honey. Show it off. You got them at your feet now, baby.
Yeah. This is for my baby face. You got a cute baby face. This is for my baby face. Yeah. Now listen now. We have so many things in common, yet we are two different people. We just loving around each other, yet we give each other space to grow. Step by step we are getting stronger. Breath by breath we are learning about each other. I don't know where this will go, but I'm so glad we are taking it slow. This is for my baby face. You got a cute baby face. This is for my baby face.
Boy, I talk about them now response and a broad here, them a dig up 6 pants. I shot down people now in farm, I spot them out from a distance and then pick up big life sentence. Sprag a bench up on the ends again. Yeah. That's why we tell them, say, take me advice, me brethren. Cause rude boy living on a fun thing. You don't have no time for your laugh and a grin. You have to serious from you are dealing a gun thing. Make up your mind for bun boy skin, me brethren. Rude boy living on a bed of rose. Gun is not for show off or to pose. After 12 we now go hide gun under clothes. That's why you dip on the road, brethren. You have to fit. Cause when gunshot a lick, you can't make yourself be standing target. You have to mark. Because things will happen fast and a one shot alone you get fist squeeze off your feet cool. Have things under control. We look out for police and rat patrol. You have to smart and have to ban without heart for murder people without second shot.
I pop up my gun and then race the fall. Somebody road like ball. Yeah, no, you dead your mother ball. Wrong man name you call. Loose argument, Peter, long story fall. Well, you see me gun and pose up like a wall. And then over the surface look like a mall. You coulda big or small, coulda long or tall. For you this me and me gun will all you whether go fall. And your mother we cry, and your daddy we ball. We not take hostage, might as well kill all. Coulda by St. Peter, coulda by St. Paul. Coulda to fly, and you coulda to like wall. Me pop off me gun when name rain stop fall. Where you pop two, I am not it at your 2 wall. Well, somebody you feed it from them this after all. Dead your mother ball spanglers name you call. Loose argument, Peter, long story Paul. Wait, you see me gonna pose up like a wall. And then over the surface look like a man.
Chop them, daddy. Oh. That one, yes. Somebody hurt it real bad. Hurting, yeah. You did not play what you're supposed to play. Running off your mouth, didn't know your little sound was in danger. So much danger. Underestimating revolution, not listening good. Running off your face and now you can't find your selector. What a disaster, yes. If you would take it some time once in a while, you realize you're not versatile. Testing revolution is not worth your while.
The wickedest time when revolution I play. I will by either town if you run away. I will by either sound wagon. They might be run away, yeah. To my sound, it's the number one. To my sound, it's
a champion. Come listen revolution. Kaima Ram Jam session.
Beware. Aye. No song come at DC. I don't know how we live things. Say everything nice. You we full of vibes and thing. Them a go dead in a clash when them see your revolution do the thing. Yeah. Me day a clash one day and see your revolution a kill jump and sound from other place. Them start balance. How comes revolution sound a bust up the place? Same time War Angel hold him head high. Say revolution sound can't die. Father God make sure them sound boy know say revolution to everything tonight. Slew them in the clash tonight. Them they sound have nothing to smile about. Take away them little life, yeah. Revolution run the world out. Check the youths in the schools are the people on the lane. If revolution no run the world out. Look at the condition of this little jump and pack up your sound and walk out, yeah. They are town one day, par with a wine man will come all the way from Norway. And him turn to me and say, he never know say I saw revolution like it.
Well, we're one more hour into this show, and right now we have a special guest, and we're talking about influence. And this pioneer in the industry has been an influence to me. When I first relocated to the DMV, the DC area from Brooklyn, New York, it was this guy that really said, yes, Beware, come in, man. Let me show you one thing. Let me show you two things. Let me show you this. And he put me under the wing, and I'm not afraid to say that. But now we have lion paws. That's how we grow up. But here we are going. This guy, a pioneer in DC. I want everybody, this are the Godfather. Teddy Bear, are you there? Well,
hello, good night.
Blessed Teddy Bear. You know, when we're talking about influence tonight, and you have been an influence in my career as a selected in a career revolution, and as a staple in the DC area, a tradition, tell me about, share with our listeners some of your influences that led you to being, to promoting events, to putting on staple events in the DC area.
Originally, let me just give you a little background on me. Originally, I'm from Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica. Marvelly, right, to be exact.
Big up the Marvelly crew.
I moved to the United States in 1973. Coming from where I came from, the Caribbean community, which was very small at that time.
Right.
And there's one radio station that was playing music, reggae music, that was a limited time. However, they kept us informed of what's going on in the music. It was more of a cultural station than anything else.
Well, tell us, in DC, tell us some of the artists and some of the sounds that you worked with early out in your career.
Okay, in early in my career, you have from Jamaica, it was King Tubby's and Stereograph and those sounds. That was back in the days.
Okay.
That came to the community and string up, and they had their steel horn in the breadfruit tree or the coconut tree, and that was sort of the beginning of dancehall to me in setting how it's positioned, and that's the foundation for me. And by going to these places when I was 9 years old, I used to stay outside the gate and watch people go in, and they would pay their monies. It was an outdoor event, and the music was powerful, and the energy was really intense.
Vibes. Teddy, putting your personal...
And so on.
man.
I'm sorry?
Putting your personal career and works aside, right? We're talking about influence tonight, and I want you to share with our listeners here at Sound Edutainment the most influential moment, one particular moment in reggae music history, from your perspective, of course, from Teddy Bear perspective, the moment that gave reggae music its biggest push, its stride in the grand landscape of the global music entertainment industry. Tell me that moment for you.
It's difficult to put my focus on just one aspect of what moved because there's a lot of in between. But there was a specific concert that was kept when Bob Marley was opening for the Commodores. That's before Lionel Richie left the Commodores.
History.
And Marley performed, and the audience was overwhelmed and overjoyed before the concert, before Lionel Richie and the Commodores came on. And it was publicized to say, well, Bob Marley took the concert for several different shows. And at that time, I believe they even canceled the continuation of the concert because the opening act was overpowering or much stronger than the main act.
Wow.
And so that was a big part of inspiring me to take my promotion and take it to another level or the fuel to fuel me to continue in promoting.
Wow. So Teddy, let me understand you properly. You witnessed and saw that Bob Marley opening for the Commodores received a bigger support, bigger response from the American crowd, from the Commodores crowd, than the Commodores themselves received, and this was an influential moment for you in your career.
That's correct. It was almost as if you put the opening act behind the opening act was closing the show.
Wow.
And it was a big movement on my part to say, well, we're that powerful, and it was a joy, and it so inspired me to say, well, we need to push our music a bit further. Just stepping a little further ahead. When Shabba Ranks signed his contract with the American label, and he was on top of his game, and Shabba was known as the #1 artist in the United States. That also gave me a big drive and to actually go out and say, I'm inspired by him reaching that level.
Wow.
And that was another big issue in inspiring me to say, well, fine, I want to push and put more energy into the music and just to have people come out and enjoy our music.
Wow, that is really big. Teddy Bear, you know, my respect for you is concrete. You know that for years and years. Tell us what you have coming up. Tell us some things that are going on for you so we can be up to date with Teddy Bear Promotions.
It doesn't work as well as it should, but I want to make sure I hear your question clearly. Could you repeat that, please?
I said, real quick before we leave, tell us what you have coming up. Tell us some things that are going on for you so we can be up to date with Teddy Bear Promotions.
Well, what I'm working right now on a collaboration with a soca promoter, and what we want to do is bring a fusion with the reggae dancehall and the soca promoter, and it's very critical that we make sure that we have the right kind of blend, because not every soca crowd can appreciate the reggae crowd or dancehall artists, and vice versa.
Teddy Bear.
Currently, a very strong soca promoter in the DC metropolitan area is him and I are collaborating on putting something huge. When I say huge, the top reggae artists, and the top dancehall artists, and the top soca artists, and the top calypso artists.
Well, you heard it right here.
That's
right here at Sound
that's geared for
Edutainment.
the summer of 2014.
You heard it right here first at Sound Edutainment. Teddy Bear, thank you for joining us. Excess amount of respect. We're going to be looking out for that big event. Revolution is definitely going to be on it. And until next time, bless up my brethren.
Yeah, man, I dream I represent for Revolution Sound. You don't know a Sound Edutainment.
You're listening to Sound Edutainment with Revolution.
Hello, what you
you calling me?
Baby, man, long talk. Give me some friendly call. From friend to friend.
Let me hear what you have to say this time now.
No New Year's Day to celebrate. No chocolate covered candy hearts to give away. No first of spring, no songs to sing. In fact, it's just another ordinary day. No April rain, no flowers bloom, yeah. No wedding Saturdays within the month of June. But what it is something true, made up of these three words that I must say to you. I just call to say I love you. I just call to say how much I care. I do. I just call to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
You're not alone. No, 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 no. I know it's gonna hurt your heart again, and this I know. Yes, yes, yes. You can count on me. I'll be there as your friend to give it all you got. Don't cry, 'cause it's over now. Don't sigh, things are better now. I will give you everything you need. You can always count on me. Give it a chance. I'll make it up to you. Give it a chance. I'll do this one wrong. Give it a chance. I'll do this one to you. I'll teach this one a lesson, and will never let you fall. Give it a chance.
Remember, man, original gun gargan talk. Big name in the one. Now no listen to the Dan. Original gun. What? Let me tell you something. Watch a man. Me tell you things are gone, things are good on. When them a go do no, but me one house a gun move. Things are gone, things are good on. When them a go do no, but me one house a gun, because the one link come about him run me down. Say me want enough for your one house a gun. Me just write a letter go get Laing. You know I say Laing, you better go cool and second down. There is a bad boy with the street to walk up and down from BC before Christ. The boy there you know, and in time him pass 2 man gone underground. Me tell you no things are gone, things are good on. With them I go do no, but me one house I go to Bunty.
I'm the girl psychiatrist. All girls, hear this. When a better can wine, wine. American girls some wine, wine. English girls some wine, wine. Canadian girls some wine, wine. Jamaican girls can wine, wine. True wine. You remember this? Big like pig. You remember this? All of the beat. You remember this? Jump around if your man can walk. You remember this? A man want to make him pay down for this. So girl, wine, wine. American girls come wine, wine. English girls come wine, wine. Canadian girls come wine, wine. Jamaican girls can wine, wine, wine. True wine, just wine your body, diddy. Wine up your body. Make them know say that you full up a wine rig. Wine up your body, wine up your body. Make them know say that you can't take it. You remember this? Hard and stay. You remember this? Bad mad and wicked in a bed. You remember? It can't done, it can't done. Oh yes, I shall baroque make the girls have fun. You remember?
Four season sound, revolution sound, champion sound. Hey, no, I should never test the champion. I said no, you should never test revolution sound. No, I should never test the champion. I said no, I should never test revolution sound. When cash time comes around, they send for sound from all across town. Revolution sound, put the whole of them to the ground, because the whole of them are idiot sound. That's why I say no, I should never test the champion. Said no, you should never test revolution sound.
Revolution. Big up yourself. What was that? It's not about that. It's not about
party and them come back again, them better ease off, breeze off. We tell them run and see them come back again, them better ease off, breeze.
So we know say some boy no have no loving at the heart, so black people have to go and keep them joy, you know. Hey, whoa, whoa, hey, yo. I'm from a place where there's only love, where the sun comes up every morning. Woy, woy, be upright, black people, and love Jah works in praises. I and I chant with the rising. Rastafari is the Almighty. I, yo, what me say? Hey, them I wonder how me do this and grow with hate and anger. We drop profits but as my locks gets longer, heart it a twist. Not spread no propaganda cause them can't stop this. And now the whole of them a ponder. How me so slick them grow with hate and anger. We drop profits but as my locks gets longer, heart it a twist. Them couldn't discuss a revolution. I run it through. Hey, nothing in them system of which they create all around. They criticize their own Nigeria, they catastrophe if they were to drown ya. They're not different from those scribes and Pharisees who come around. Dance a yard before you dance abroad. They bring it till you dance and you the frown. Can and go get some good ways to grace. Birds with as I am get. Go and have some good ways to grace. King Selassie, I write to revolution. Let me say, pull up a strength, pull up a strength. Tell you a fire fit the wicked and the evil people them here. Pull up a strength, pull up a strength. Tell you say, no can't stop me from bomb the whole of them. Yo. Pull up a strength, pull up a strength. Tell you say, your fire fit the wicked and the evil people. Yeah, pull up a strength, pull up a strength, pull up a. Yo, hey,
Run it.
One way, without it, I'm like something definitely missing. Like a DJ, where you want that? Sing!
I never meant to lie to you, but I needed me an easy way out.
Oh yes.
I could have felt so true with you because I didn't want to lose my clout.
And my baby, it's all of that.
I always have been good to you, girl. I promise you that nothing has changed. Momentary insanity must be the reason why I did you that way.
Almost in mud.
So now I'm telling everybody that I know I was a fool.
But you ears are curled.
To take the chance of ever losing you, and girl, I can take losing. So I never keep it secret, girl, I never tell a lie. I wanna make it up to you.
Oh, yeah,
no, I never keep it secret, girl, I swear it's all behind. I only wanna be with you. No, I never keep it secret, girl, I never tell a lie. I wanna make it up to you.
Okay.
No, I never keep it secret, girl, I swear it's all behind. I only wanna be with you.
Each and every Sunday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Tonight, you know, I feel the vibes, so probably do a little extra something, you know, because you don't know, I feel the vibes tonight, I'm not telling no lie. Anyway, tonight we're talking about influence, and I'm telling you the influence that, the information that Teddy Bear talked about earlier. I mean, Bob Marley opened up for the Commodores. How many people know about that? And it's all about right here, the Sound Entertainment, that you get that type of dialogue from selectors. Selectors is people that make the people know what go on in the music industry and in the world. So that's what I deal with tonight, you know. So right now, we're not waste no more time. I have on the line. No, he's not on the line yet? Okay, this won't be on the line. But he will be on the line, and that's Chin of Iris and Chin Promotions, the co-producer, the co-owner, the co-creator of Irish and Chin Promotions, and you know them from events like US Rumble. You know them from events like Rewind and Amazura, Martin. You know them for events like World Clash. And Chin, and again, Chin is a young brother, a young Bridget, and he's doing things. So imagine the things that we can expect from him in the future. We're not even going to talk about sound check. I mean, it's crazy, the things that he has done. And he is an influence to people, and I'm sure that he has been influenced himself. So we're going to chime in with him. We're going to listen to what he has to say with us, and we're looking forward to that. This is Sound Entertainment.
Yeah, man, I dream I represent for Revolution Sound. You don't know a Sound Edutainment.
You're listening to Sound Edutainment with Revolution.
Rookie production. Run it. Do it, yeah.
Woman of her yard for yard. She sent for a very good body girl. Yarding with him life. From left to right. All night. Lord, whoa, she want a body guard. Whoa, Lord, for guard her yard. Want a man for guard her yard. She sent for a good body guard. Lord, whoa, she want a body guard. Whoa, Lord, for guard her yard. Want a man for guard her yard. She sent for a good body
while shot a go lick and skull a go bore. Big Mac 11 and the 404. Man a go dead done, go live more. Drop us out a liquor from the wall or the door. Settlement to the argument, everything done. Boy, take it to what while me take that be fun. One like you a wall out in front of me gun. Boom, pick up your body now from off of the gun. Mama all about just because our sons. Boy, you want from me, you try and me down. Boom, half dozen shot from off the magnum. Boy, this the program, me body drop a gun too. Shot a go lick and skull a go bore. Big Mac 11 and the 404.
Trust me, have to put on a mask. Johnny Ola says my brother must stop. Something I go want tonight, holy warrior fight. Choosing is a light and I must stand up and fight. We are raga raga from down Africa. We are raga raga from down Ethiopia. We are raga raga like Nelson Mandela. We are raga raga like Mali and the wheel. About them of the most nuclear and ready for the combat. Excess amount of soldiers and tanker and pack. Millions and billions and squander upon that is like the Almighty Father. Not for them all, they got me up to stop and look and listen with me. Yes, some man a chat before the kings of kings Selassie, I them all a mock. All iniquity work and stay there and flat. And judgment day, Babylon a collapse. We are raga raga from down Africa. We are raga raga like Nelson Mandela. We are raga raga like
it's what? Sing you never look a girl, man, I am look you. So there's no way a girl can say I do. You no beg her friend and you not scrape her part. You know we have her shoes and her frock. No, you not depend on her figure like your stove. She now forget fat for you with your new clothes. You independent, the way now that some make them thunder and chat. Cause when them a chat, you a step up in her life, be there. And you not follow every little thing you hear. Cause you a deal with progress, make them thunder the vehicle and careless. And them a pose in a dance and show off and muggle. Can't cook and clean, nothing she can do. And you make the man feel comfortable. That's why him a feel and come to you. So you never look a girl, man, and him look you. So there's nothing where a girl can say I do. You don't make her friend and you not scrape her party. You know we have our shoes and our front.
I said, action begin, let the war start. Fight for your man, girl, if you love him to your heart. Action begin, let the war start. Fight for your man, girl, if you love him to your heart. A girl not take your man, and she come from over not. Pass by the line, come on, it's a exalt. It not tickle your brain, it not trouble your heart. It no weaken your giant, and make you can't walk up. Beside yourself, girl, face the dig off. One rush, one back off, one dip ice pick pop up, and the next one look like a go can't. Action begin, let the war start.
It's all about the girl, them same way.
Girl, you have your man heart, no take no argument. No meeting, no can you get no conference. Me say a girl get the loving and no recompense. When she don't, she have the only back fence. You have your man, no take no argument. No meeting, no can you get no conference. Me say a girl get the loving and no recompense. When she don't, she have the only back fence.
Do you need reliable auto repair services with great prices and a fast turnaround time? Well, look no further than A&A Auto Services. They are located at 4107 Baltimore Avenue in Bladensburg, Maryland, right next to the old Crossroads. Their hours of operation are from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they can be reached at area code 240-764-7143. Mention this ad and you get 10% off your first bill. Just tell them Talk Up Live sent you.
Looking for professional and reliable graphics design and printing services? MyDMVGraphics.com. Specializing in graphic design, printing of flyers, business cards, posters, vinyl banners, window perforation, restaurant menus, CD, DVD duplication, signs, and much more. Also, check out their online events, marketing, and promotions. For more info, log on to www.mydmvgraphics.com or call 301-437-0783.
E&E Promotions presents College Park Reggae Fridays. This and every Friday at the V Lounge. located at the Clarion Inn, 8601 Baltimore Avenue, College Park, Maryland. Enjoy musical entertainment by DJ Pepper, DJ Prince, and special guest DJ every Friday. Playing the best of reggae, soca, and R&B. You must be 21 years and older to enter. No athletic wear allowed. Doors open at 10. For more information, call 301-221-6517. This and every Friday night. Be there.
Well, no man, I tell them what I want to can do damage. What are that? I will not them can't manage. Recommend some sign on this other land.
Man, I do wicked to please me.
Oh, yeah.
Come here, I want that no easy. You can't come with no eat and style. Me, I want girl with no smile. No, man, I do wicked to please me. Come here, I want that no easy. You can't come with no eat and style. Me, I want girl with no smile.
Well, here we are in the second hour, 23 minutes into the second hour, and I have to tell you, this next guest is very, inspirational to many people all over the world. And as a matter of fact, I want you to tune in with us right now. I want you to log in, check us out on Sound Edutainment. That's EDUTAINMENT, Sound Edutainment on Facebook. Let us know what you think. Share your thoughts about influence. This next gentleman he's been with the best of them. He has interviewed the best of them. He has presented the best that you can get in the reggae dancehall arena. Of Iris and Shin Promotion, Shin Mabridgen, are you with us?
Wagwan, my brother. What's up, Beware?
Wagwan, blessed.
Big up to everybody in the forum.
Well, you know, I think the last time I saw you, I was on your radio show.
Yeah, the last time I saw you, stopped by the Sound Chat studios, and you were kind of amazed when I heard that you had your own radio show. I'm like, yes, that's a good thing. I'd like to see when people from our genre of music, which of course is the sound system culture, try to elevate to be more than just selectors. You know, it's important for us to have a vision beyond playing music and play important roles within the music itself. You know what I mean? So definitely hats off to you and your team for actually making a step and starting something that will eventually start to better the music, because we need more platforms to better the music and to create a better understanding of the music. I think that one of the biggest issues that we have in the industry, technology is good and technology is bad. And technology has made it easier for us as, players of music to move around and to travel without the big load. But it also has done a bad thing, and it has created, overnight selectors and soundmen that really don't understand the depth of the depth of the culture. So someone like yourself who now has a forum where you can discuss, I hope you also use the forum to educate, not only to discuss the industry, but to educate and let them understand where it's coming from and why it's so important to keep parts of the tradition going. Because some of it, of course, times have changed, things and times change, but there are some parts of the sound system culture and entertainment culture that we need to continue carrying forward.
Well, Chin, that's why we have you here, because the wealth of knowledge that you have and experience is global. That's why I'm grateful to have you here. I really appreciate what you said. I mean, you have to understand that you have been an influence to many, including myself as well. But as an influence, you've been with the best of them. You've interviewed the best. You've put the best on stage. You've put selectors on a forum where they are seen as celebrities. Tell us, who is Garfield Chinborn? Tell us about you. That's what we want to know.
I'm just a regular person, just like you, just like anybody else who loves music. I started, from the bottom. I started moving the speaker boxes and rolling up the wires and playing at the clubs and doing all of that stuff. You know what I mean? So in the late, I would say early 90s, maybe from 89 to going on into 92, 93, that was my role in music. I never thought that I was going to become an influential person somewhere down the line. But I'm glad that I started from there, because there's a different understanding when one knows as a promoter, one knows the roots of it. Then you know packing the truck, and as funny and
where did you do this
humorous
at? Where did you do this at,
as it seems more time when we sometimes say, "Oh, you're just a box boy. Move, I'm going. You're just a box boy." There is some type of level of understanding and talent that goes into packing a sound system truck and making sure the equipment gets to and from the venue safely. So, I was able to understand that, as well as bringing the sound system to the venue and stringing it up and then playing it myself. So I understand when some of the old timers, complain and feel like we as the youngsters have it easy and we just walk into a dance without a laptop and collect money and go about your business. So I understand, and I think that because I started from there, it makes my conversations with some of the veterans a lot understandable. And sometimes maybe they may talk in a language that the youngsters don't understand, and I can then translate it to make the youngsters understand, because
I understand
what it is. So basically, to pretty much answer what you're saying,
right? I understand
Garfield Bourne is a promoter who started, just from the sound system culture. I learned the streets and learned everything just like every other selector had to do. And I never, what may make me a little bit different than others is that I always wanted to improve. So I always wanted to move from, one level to another level. So, you start as box boy, then you get to selector. Right. You get from selector, you start keeping your own dances. Now you got a Stone Love. You got Stone Love, now you want Bass Odyssey. And then when you run through the whole sound system circuit, you're saying, well, I like Bounty Killer. I would like to have Bounty Killer on one of my shows as well. So you start doing the artist thing, and until the world clash, and then the rest of it is history. So that's what it is.
Wow, you heard it right here on Sound Edutainment. Chin of Iris and Chin says him used to pack box and carry record and all them thing there where we first start in the industry. Most selectors, including myself, I carried box. I used to move Addies. I used to move Ferga Digital box. I used to move Majestic box. All them box there. So I understand what you're saying.
I don't think that people understand how educational, certain, because there are things that we do in life that we're getting taught a life lesson, and we're not even realizing that we're getting taught at that time. You have people from the record days, because there was once upon a time in the music industry where when a record was coming from Jamaica, there was only a certain quantity of records.
Right.
So in order for you to get that quantity to play at the latest dance or the latest party, you have to stake out at the record shop,
store. That's right. Superpowers.
In New York, it would have been from White Plains Road, which is Moody's, to Church Avenue, which is Superpower.
Ethiopian Taste.
If you're in Queens, it would be Original Records, and we basically either had to make friends.
That's right.
Yeah, VP Records. We had to make friends with the people selling the records to say, yo, when that come, put it aside. Put that aside, because maybe you might be out of town or you might just not be available to go there, and you needed that record because it was the hottest thing coming from Jamaica. There was also a time when, before we started playing 45s, and before 45 started becoming so common in America, we used to have to buy big 12-inch records.
That's right.
And the singles used to come out on 12-inch.
That's right.
And
one song.
What a lot of the record producers used to do, especially VP Records, was the song that you wanted never came out on a single 12-inch, so you had to buy an album.
That's right.
Just
one
to get
song.
one song.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And you have to have good memory, because in your record box, you have to know that when you're playing this rhythm, you might play the Spragga Benz, you might play the Buja Banton, you play the Bounty Killer.
That's right.
But you got to go back in your crate
to get the other rhythm.
Find that album.
That's right.
To play the Sanchez on the rhythm.
That's right. That's right. And then you might even have a 40. You might even have a 45 someplace. But that was later on the 45. But you might have a serial on 3 or 4 different albums. So you digging through the albums to find the right serial. Chin, let me tell you something.
Exactly. And the challenge with that, Beware, and the real challenge with that is, when you're lining up your records, and people who have not started from the bottom will not understand
That's
this.
right,
But
they won't.
when you're lining up your records in your crate, most of us would line it up by rhythm. So we'll put all of the rhythms in one spot. So when you know, party get nice, and you have to move fast, you have to grab that stash. But the problem was, back in the days, was the albums. You didn't know where to put them because there was 3 different rhythms on the album that you needed to go with 3 different categories of songs.
Yo, Chin, we used to put all of our albums in one area, you know. Here we go. Chin, can you hear me? I think
man.
All right, so listen to this now. Now, paying homage and respect where it's due. Chin, I want you to tell our listeners at Sound Edutainment, why did you and Irish create Irish and Chin? I mean, not the little generic, regular layman's loving sound clash, reggae music, ray. I mean, but really in detail, describe to us why you decide to carve out your niche in dancehall.
The Irish and Chin story is one that most can't believe, and every time I say it, people think that it's you know, I made it up or whatever the situation was. But Irish and Chin comes right back from that sound system core. In about the late 90s, what started happening was I was playing a sound here in New York, right? I was part owner and selector of a sound here in New York, based in Queens, and we were doing really well. And what we used to do is nobody would let us play because we were like a Kilimanjaro. And at the time, you had a sound which still exists called Pretty Posse, and that was like the Stone Love in our area. So when Agony played, which was the sound that I came from, it was more like the hardcore bad man them, you know what I mean? And Pretty Posse had all the girls. So you know what that means. Nobody wants the sound that got all of the bad man them to come to their dance. They want the sound that's bringing the girls, right?
That's right.
Because we kind of backed ourselves into that corner, the only thing left for us to do on Agony was keep our own parties and become promoters.
That's right.
So we started keeping our own parties and becoming promoters. And in being a promoter, what's the use of having all of these dub plates and listening to all of these clash sounds in Jamaica and you not clashing yourself? So we then started to bring over the Bodyguards, bring over the Stone Loves, bring over the Geminis, bring over the Super Ds, and we started to clash with those guys. And we made a name for ourselves. Win or lose, we could always say, but we got to the 3rd round and none of Uno can get to the 3rd round, so we're still the big sound in the community.
Wow.
At the same time that was happening, Irish was living in Long Island, and he was doing the same exact thing. He was clashing with the Addies and the Fergal Digitals and all of those big sounds, the Kilimanjaros and so forth, right?
Okay,
now, interestingly enough, there became a time when we got so popular in Queens that we started to go into Long Island to play at juggling parties. Wow. And of course, you cannot go into a next man's territory who's the king of that territory and not pay homage to that man. You know how it goes. It's who has a bigger ball, so to speak, right? So after maybe a couple of events going over to Long Island and playing, I got a phone call from this person who called himself Irish, and I didn't know who he was.
Wow.
And he says to me, I need my sound, which was Supertone and King Agony to clash.
Okay.
I'm gonna put on this clash. Me and you gonna clash because you guys are acting like on our bad song. And we went on in the conversation, and throughout the conversation, he wanted to keep the clash, but he didn't want to pay me what I wanted to clash him. He said that I wasn't worth it. Right. And he was talking so much on the phone. I'm like, all right, forget it. You know what? Since you don't want to pay me would keep the clash. And then he says to me, he gives me his number, and I'm like, nah, you're not worth that number. So long story short, him and I met because our both sounds were supposed to clash. What came out of the meeting was, since both of us sound clash, and the two of us don't want to keep the dance because we don't think each other's worth, why don't we take that same money and why we don't keep a dance ourselves? Hence, it became Irish and Chin. That's where the name comes from, and that's the reason why it wasn't, how people have their thing, SNS Promotions or Supreme Promotions or whatever, Island Promotions. It wasn't that for us because we never had a company name because we weren't partners. It was just, I had my money, he had his money, and his favorite sound at the time was Kilimanjaro. My favorite sound at the time was Black Cat, and so we kept a clash Black Cat versus Kilimanjaro, and that was the launch of Irish and Chin, and the rest of it was its history.
Wow.
So we met because both of us had egos and both of us were doing the same thing in visiting communities.
You see how destiny works? You see how God works? Jah works. Now, real quick before we leave, I want you to really share with us, and we're going to do a real quick. Tell us, in your opinion, the most influential moment in the history of reggae music that you can remember that really was a big push for reggae music worldwide.
Wow, that's not like a question that you can ask in 2 seconds, answer in 2 seconds.
Well, you know, Chin, you don't know what time, you know.
And it has to be broken up because reggae music involving dancehall and sound systems, or reggae music involving reggae.
We'll do it like this then. We'll do it like this, Chin. Let's do it like this.
I would say sound systems. One of the most influential, because the definition of influence means that something that someone has done, or perhaps something that took place that continues.
All right, Chin, let's do it this. Can we short of time? We're going to do it like this. Tell me the event. Was it a class or juggling for you? A class or juggling stage show? What was it?
That's hard, man. Was never
Come on,
class and stage show juggling. If I could say it if I could say it in 2 cents, it would have to be the most influential thing for me in dancehall and reggae. Would have to be one of the most influential things. Would have to be the transition from live artists being at dances to dub plates being played.
Wow, Chin, yo, your respect is concrete. We heard it right here. One of the most influential moments for Chin of Irish and Chin is a transition when someone started playing, stopped playing art. Dealing with artists in the dance and started playing dub plates. Chin, real quick, what do you have coming up for us? How can we link you? Tell us before we leave.
You don't know. It's Soundchat Radio, of course, each and every Monday on irishandchin.com. That's basically what we're focusing on right now, uplifting the culture of sound systems and dancehall and reggae. Those of you who have a chance can, stop over on a Monday or Tuesday and listen to Soundchat Radio. And that's what it is right now. For the rest of the year and the early next year will be, all about Soundchat Radio and just giving people the culture of sound systems and the dancehall culture.
See it there? You heard it right here live. Chin, we thank you. Blessings. We wish you future success. We're looking forward to it. Hey, me as a selector, bedroom, I look for play upon your dance, Our world clash too. Oh, I'm going on revolution in the bedroom. I deal with it. Oh.
Big up to everybody in the forum, man, and thank you guys for, giving me a chance to say, to express my opinions. Of course, it's nice to know that after all these years, our opinions are still valid, You
know that. Yo, Chin, bless until next time. Your blessings.
All right, cool.
Mankind ain't no easy. Mankind is crazy. Oh, Lord of mercy. Rinsing, shot in head. No need to ball, no need to beg. Gangsters no see even lead. Oh Lord, oh Lord. Another skull bus, mother receive another gunman dead. Family and friends once more fish and bread. Somebody call the earth, cause the body's getting stink. It needs to leave the turf. Make it quick because it's getting wrong worse. Gangsta no fit, no powder, gunmen night and nurse. They say them gun no giant lodge, nah it no giant church, oh lordy.
Aye boy, aye yeah. How we go? Call the years because one more dead again. Babylon sing to them. Call the years because I mix up with the wrong friend. Me wanna know from when. Call the years, I saw your mother shouting out and ball at that about your gun tall. If you never disrespect, you wouldn't be that all. Listen.
Yeah, what are them know the road code? The journey. Just everybody know them new pants and them new shorts. I can't defend it till time push come to shove. Somebody know him new hat and him new shirt. Oh yes, oh yes. Oh boy, who fool the one in a car cannot shut, but him a big fish a see we kill wheel and perk. And this little stud now we used to go to church. Oh yes, oh yes. Oh boy, who fool in front in the Tommy Hill cigar. All I tell man but him a serial killer. Two up on the foot the boy have on a filler. Better you go and back a villa. Well then, mother don't cook the boy don't get feed. Mother no buy toothpaste him can't proceed. Mother no buy cologne him can't smell sweet. The mother buy shoes and food for him feed. And Jerry curl him hair and give him gold teeth. Now we must talk about him mad out of seed. And him no see no matter when cook you on the feed. He nearly get roses and breed. You know see it, nobody know him new pants and him new shoes. Nobody know him new hat and him new shirt. Oh yes boy better you check the next
Custom for charge your beauty. My point of view, it's nice and nicey. If you know white and tighty, from your nose so you're strong and mighty. This one's for you. Hey, come on, girl, licky licky and the pin pan man. Come on, girl, box bound, let us get the bomb. If you are glamour, you feel. If you are glamour, you feel. If you are glamour, you feel. All of you on your make girl, come on, girl, come on, girl, come on, girl.
Hey, beneath the stars, in the yard, on the wall, from the small, all in my room, all on the roof, rocking chair, with foot in her hair, behind the tree, all in the sea, on the kitchen door. Dirty floor. Drink when I full like a rotten. Just do this food like a silk and satin. I can't drink when I full like we bitter. Anywhere we see woman with skin catch a fire. Can't drink when I full like we rotten. Just do we smooth like a silk and satin. Still I drink when I full like we bitter. Anywhere we see woman with skin catch a fire. Oh yeah. Expect nothing big and spooky. Now the girl can't looking at me face, girl. Now she lose the race. Girl come rapping at me new Suzuki. She never expect nothing big and spooky. Now the girl can't looking at me face, girl. Now she lose the race. Well on, me know fi do go so that I'm not self-praise. Me tell the girl say girl no put your tongue in on me haze. Just so you make me stop me raise. And me weak in on me knees. Now me do me business if you want up pay. Look how me tell the girl she not be playing on me gear. She wanna tell me brief frontier. And me's a boy no really care. If me baby mother here, send me and a girl a be a beer and severe. You saw me tell the girl she know fi bet me fi tweet. But I like when me a talk and girl a kiss them teeth. I get she get me in a heat. Now me and her off in heat. 2,000 friends but she take down me. Why? Makes me crazy. Makes me crazy. Why? Ooh, good God Almighty, that's a girl can work her body, and it's got her going on and on. Take me to Mirage or Cactus. Obviously when them a girl now wind up, got to let them know we won't no wrong. Check it. She make me sit on one side and I wonder, body look good and must be in a turner. The way how she want me know that she a learner. Orange road but a girl ya
December 26th. December 26th. Why you making a date? It's all about Sting live Jamrow, Portmore, Jamaica. And if you can't make it, you have to try to make it still. But if you can't, you can go online. You can get a pay-per-view. Let me just give you a small insight to the lineup of the artists that are performing on this year's Sting 2013. Kiprich, Sizzla Kalonji, Elephant Man, Tammy Lee, the veteran, the dandada for years and years. Everybody rate him, you know. Super Cat. Hip-hop artist 2 Chainz. Hip-hop artist and connoisseur Wyclef Jean. Ninja Man, veterans, Clash. Everybody knows a bad man artist, Ninja Man. I talked about him earlier. The Doctor, the King of Dancehall, Beanie Man. ladies or mama so big up anywhere. And you don't know the Gully God Movado. And this is just a little insight, and all that is brought to you by the gentleman that is on the phone right now, Mr. Laing. Blessed, how are you, Bridget?
Yeah, good. I'm good. How are you doing up there? I know that you are cold.
We need some of that Jamaica weather right now, you know, blessed. January.
Why, we don't see that's we are virgin.
You know, as me
What's
as...
that thing, man? Tell me.
You know, it's an honor to be with you because I grew up listening to Sting, watching Sting, and you work with many artists and many sounds. We're talking about influence tonight, and I want you to share with us some of the artists and some of the sounds. Let's deal with, what is your favorite sound? Since this is a sound form, let's start there. Tell me your favorite sound and why.
My favorite song?
Yes, sir.
There are too much of them, too many of them. Because I'm a dancehall fanatic, you know. I'm coming from way back.
All right, let's do this then. Give me three of them. Give me three of them.
I have too many favorite songs. You don't even want to make me tell you that. I tell you about a song when I kept a dance, a 4-sound clash. Back in 1984.
Right.
The first 4-sound clash. And this song, Garfield played a song that by Shined. I found out, and that was voted the song of the dance.
On a song,
and it became one of my favorites since.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking about sound. This is a
I
sound.
found out what I've been missing. Don't remember that song.
Wow. Well, yeah, I like that song too, because Shined is a
Shined
bad
did it.
singer.
It was actually something done over by Shined. And it was to be played about 5 times by Black Scorpio the night, and he got the best song.
Father Laing, hear me out now. We're talking about sound system. When I say it's not song, what is your favorite sound? Like tonight, sound, exactly. You know the technology.
Because you're coming too muffled, you know. You're coming too muffled, really. I thought you said song.
All right, well, I'll work on that. Engineer, Danny. Yes, this is a sound form where we deal with everything from a selector's perspective. So we're asking you as one of the biggest promoters.
The sound system's coming up. They changes. Right, back in the days, Jammies was the number one sound. It was my favorite sound.
All right.
Because whenever I asked Jammies to play, we would get big crowd from our Jammies. Because they come with a lot of artists. The Admiral Bailey, the Little Twitch, the Tanto Hyrie.
All right.
A lot of DJs. You come with a host of them because they have the studio. You know, when you keep jamming sound, you know, you're getting a lot of entertainment.
That's right.
So I would say jammies.
Wow, you heard it right here.
Now, as an ex-veteran sound, that is really happening with the Stone Love.
Stone Love. All right, so we heard it right here. We're live on Sound Edutainment Radio. We're talking to Laing. Laing said his favorite sounds are jammies and Stone Love. Now, I want to ask you this. Making a transition from a police officer to an influential promoter, what do you feel is a strong influence on the youth today in reggae dancehall music?
Honestly, you're muffled. I'm not getting you good. Not getting you clear at all. You said something, a transformation from police officer to promoter.
To promoter, exactly.
What else?
So you've seen it all. What do you think is a strong influence that has the youth them nowadays in the dancehall arena?
Every time I go into Jamaica right now, and I'm talking it straight.
Right.
The youth leaving high school. They leave in high school. Most of them can't go on to college. Just go and sit in a corner. And it's just like everybody wants to be a DJ. The fact that Vybz Kartel has made an impact on youth because he was one of the more brilliant artists in the industry. Most of the youths want to emulate him. So most people don't bother try anything. They just start DJing. So right now the influx of DJing and singers is enormous in Jamaica right now. Everybody wants to be an entertainer because they think it's a way out. Because there's not a lot of jobs.
This is big. This is real big hearing that from you, you know, because we respect you excess amount. I want you to share with us.
Yeah. Honestly, can I just call you back and see if I get a better line?
Yeah, man, you can't do
I'm
that.
really not hearing you.
As a matter of fact, let us try that. Laing is gonna call back. We're looking forward to it because we got a lot more to talk about right now. Laing, call us right back. Call us right back so we can keep moving because I love what you're sharing with the people.
Every day, yeah. For God so loved the world that He gave us His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him should not perish but have everlasting life. This is the Spirit alongside the man. Original voice. Yo, bless it.
What if God was one of us?
Big question, big question.
Just a man like one of us. What if God was one of us?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just a star like one of us. And try to make us play. Just try to make us play.
Father Laing, are you with us again?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm back with you.
Is that better now or what? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a bit better. It's a bit better.
All right, that's better. Now, you're in tune with Sound Edutainment. This is Revolution Sound. So you can put us on your list of favorite sounds. We're going to send you some audios so you can get more familiar with us. And I want you to share this with my people, with our listening audience tonight. When you first started Sting, about 30 years or over ago, did you ever imagine the longevity and the heights that this event will ever reach?
No one could imagine that, not even me. My name is Isaiah, I'm a prophet, but I couldn't prophesy this one. It's true, I couldn't. But because of the love of the music and the love of people and a whole, because since I started doing the show, it has helped so many people. Even if I try to stop, I would get people coming forward to say, no, do this, do it, because it is helping us.
Right.
Because I want to tell you, Sting has helped thousands of people a year time to send back their children to school. And in some way or the other, you benefit from Sting. You see, when you go to Sting, it's not just what you see inside. You see, on the outside, people are selling their wares, people selling food, them selling corn, them even set up their clothes stand out there, everything.
Wow.
So people find some ways to benefit from Sting. And I allow it because the show started back in the days from out of Jonestown where a lot of poor people were. So I have to support it and allow them to come and do them things. Sometimes the police come out to run them away. I said, no, let's not do that. Let us organize them properly that them don't block the road. Because sometimes they just come and throw them things down and the people, the patrons can't get to go in. Wow. So I organize them. Right now, if you come to Jam World next week and you look at the entrance, everybody will line out because we organize them so they can sell and make money. Because I know everybody will be a money for the children to go back to school January morning.
Wow. Now, you heard it right here that Sting is not only beneficial to just a few individuals, but the entire community, in fact, the entire island of Jamaica benefits from this event.
Yeah, now, because I want to, you see, from next week, everybody is buying here, or everybody is, all hairdresser, all barbershop, everywhere get busy because everybody is picking up for Sting.
Tell me this, in the 30 years of Sting, I know there's probably so many you can't even count, but give us one memorable moment, what year and why?
I always say Sting 1991, the clash with Ninja Man and Supercat was the most memorable.
Wow.
Because that year we had the largest turnout of any Sting show at any event. Event in Jamaica, not even a public event. I know we draw a bigger crowd than that.
How many people?
We had 42,000 paid people.
Wow.
And in those days, maybe we had another 7,000 or 8,000 free.
Jeez.
Because I'm so generous, I'm always giving away a lot of tickets. And even now, about 4,000 people goes into Sting a year time without paying.
Wow.
Yeah.
You heard it right here.
That clash is memorable. It's not just me, but in almost everybody's mind. And the fact that Supercat is coming back this year.
That's right.
Since 1992, the last time he has worked Sting, Jamaica is on a buzz for him.
Wow. You know, we heard about Supercat. We're excited about it. Big up Dan Dada. Anyway, you stand up, because I don't know your respect is concrete. But before we get out of here, we know the lineup is crazy this year. We know you got the pay-per-view going on. I mean, you are a very influential black man in the world. I have to say that. I respect you as a youth growing up. But I want you, putting your career works aside, what do you feel, in your opinion, has been the most influential moment in the history of reggae music? The moment that gave reggae music its biggest push. Now, we asked Teddy Bear and we asked Chin, some of the biggest promoters in the world, as well as yourself. Please share with us your most influential moment in reggae music history.
There are, like again, I'd say there are several. But I think with the influence of Bob Marley to the world,
right?
That Bob Marley era that spread the music globally, I would have to say Bob Marley brings the most impact on my thinking.
Wow. Yeah, that.
Because if you notice, Bob Marley get the song of the millennium.
That's right.
A Jamaican again. And since just after Bob Marley, then the Usain Bolt bring Jamaica to the world in that form.
Wow.
And regardless what people might want to think, the reggae music and now the dancehall music is taking Jamaica to the forefront. And there's no doubt about that. Only except for track and field, I don't see anything else Jamaica can be proud about that much internationally.
Wow.
Yep.
That is really big.
I think so. I have to say kudos to Bob Marley. He has toured the four corners of the earth and paved the way for the rest of guys.
Now that's two Bob Marleys we've heard tonight. Teddy Bear talked about Bob Marley, and now Laing is talking about Bob Marley. Before you go, Super wants me to ask you, do you follow Tashan Chin? Tashan Chin. Tashan Chin. On The Voice.
Yes, I'm watching her. I'm watching her, and I hope that she wins as another Jamaican again.
That's
and
right.
it's so fitting for right in the time that we are taking dancehall music pay-per-view to the world. It would be one of the greatest things to happen to the industry right here.
You heard it.
And right now we're having things out on her. She might very well be performing at Sting. But we're just waiting to see what happens come Tuesday and what our contractual obligations are.
Wow.
If it's okay, she's going to be performing at Sting.
You heard it right here. Father Laing, we rate you. Thank you. I know you're busy. You didn't have to do it, but you took your time to come talk with us. Before you leave, please, anything you want us to know about Sting, anything you want to share with our audience here, we have our ears wide open and listening.
Yeah, man, I'm just saying to the people there who can't come, all the people from the diaspora there, the tri-state people, we'll be bringing Sting to you live in your bedroom and on your internet, on your phones. If you can't come to Jamaica, I'd love for you to run away and come celebrate with us. This thing here this year, it is something different. So different that when you walk into Jam World, we're going to be transforming Jam World totally. No event in Jamaica will ever, reggae or dancehall event, will ever look like this. Not even a jazz. Because, trust me, the lighting and the thing, everything is coming from abroad. That is going to be on Sting stage this year.
Let me
it's
ask you
this. It's a very, very expensive venture, but we are doing it.
Wow.
We are doing it for dancehall, and I hope it will elevate and help all of the artists here that everybody can make some money in the future.
You know, it's very interesting that you say that because technology plays a big part in the advancement and the spreading of reggae music worldwide. And as you said earlier, it is putting Jamaica on the forefront to the world. The dynamics and the logistics that had to go into bringing Sting to pay-per-view, was that challenging? Give us just a little insight to what took place to make that happen.
I have a new partner in Sting. I've been doing Sting for the last 30 years. Since last year, I've brought in a partner, Joe Bogdanovich. He's a white man. He used to live in Los Angeles. He's here with me now. And we sat last year after we did the show. We raised the bar last year. We said, this year, we're going to take it to the world.
Wow.
And I said to him, how is it that we're going to do it? And he said, pay-per-view. I said, yes, I've done pay-per-view once before. It didn't work because maybe the cash flow wasn't enough for the promotion.
Right.
But we said this year we're going to put it together and go out there. This is costing quite a few pennies, but we get it done and it's happening. So tomorrow is the big rollout that you will see advertisements on all of the major cable network up there, all of the major networks, the NBC, the CNN, the BET, the MTV, all of those. We have like 400,000 30 seconds commercial that will be hitting your ways from tomorrow for 10 days.
Now, if you don't know, those commercials are very, very expensive.
Yes.
And from the 400,000, what heap of money that in a Laing?
I know. We get it done. We get it done.
You know,
I hope we make it, my boy. But it's the chance of taking away. Once you're in the dance, in the reggae and dance business, it's a risk.
Laing, let me tell you this.
When you win, you win big. If you lose,
that's right.
You really lose big.
But Laing, you now look, you have 30 years of history, so you have momentum, and you are God bless, Laing, because God,
you know,
Father never bring you this far for your failing of aging. So you don't know bigger things and better things in store. So we're looking forward to the pay-per-view. I cannot make it to Jamaica, but I will definitely be online, and we're going to follow up that following Sunday. Laing, we appreciate you. We bless you. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me too. And we'll talk again soon, all right?
What do you say right here? Right here. I mean, we did it. This is Sound Edutainment. As a matter of fact, we're going to go on a little later. We're going to go to about 11:30 tonight. All right, Super Danny? You're good to go. Blaze, big up yourself, because I don't know. We are each and every Sunday night, Sound Edutainment. We had Laing, producer of the infamous Sting event that happens in Jamaica, December 26th. I want you to check that out. If you cannot be there, everybody's not a frequent flyer, so they don't know. We have to go to get some pay-per-view. Nothing wrong with that, you know. And then Chin from Irish and Chin. Chin used to pack boxes, Super. Danny. Chin used to carry sound and wrap wire. When you look at World Clash and everything, you never would have expected that. And Teddy Bear talking about the Commodores and Bob Marley opening up for the Commodores and getting the most respect, and how Shabba would push reggae music. And I mean, this is really big. The history that was shared here tonight about how Irish and Chin came together. Irish had one sound, Chin had another sound, and they come together to clash and form Irish and Chin eventually, and look where they are now in the world. So any promoters out there, anybody that want to be a promoter, you want to be a selector, you want to be somewhere in the business, this is the place for you to be, to learn about it. Each and every Sunday night, right here with Revolution. This is Sound Edutainment.
All those times you stood by me, and all those truth that you made me see, all the joy you brought to my life, all those wrong that you made right, for everything you make them true, for all the love I found in you, I'll be forever thankful, baby. You're the one who held me up, never lets me fall. You're the one who saw me too. You it all. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. Your soul amazed, there wasn't me. Lifting me up when I couldn't reach. You give me faith, but you believe. I never did my own because you
Hey, long time. I have been riding west. Hey, that was the number. With the Indian chief as I see they ride. Rain in the face was the leader of the Apache. Headhunters and scalpers traveled at them side. Cause me dust, line up the cowboy fi catch you in. John gun on the clothes but me sparing on me hand. Red up on my head in the breeze it as soon as I enter, soon as I arrive. Pretend to be a chief from another tribe. My true identity was concealed, believe me. I tell them was the killer, my profile was hide. Cause me dust, back out me gun from under me claws. I push it up in the Indian chief nose. Me cover boot me use a step on him. Talk, he make a sound like a wild buffalo.
Long time me ready than me riding waist. I walk it touching on me bulletproof vest. And now them a go long, so then now with them a profess. Coach Bandilero, we shut up your birdness. Me ride all about east, west, north and south. I have been known by my big black coat. Remington underneath, do not make me pop out. Shoot to the head, all the eye, all the throat. Me shoot you nigga, kill hawk and eagle. Murder a boy, make him know say me evil. Boy, you send tread long time without a reason. Now me buck him up, him and me big gun even. Make him know the killer murder boy all season. Me ride in the west, me get anything me want. Natural water from the cactus plant. Kill a rabbit and dead food to pass me choke. Kill a fox and take him skin and make me cold.
Everybody ask me on the west was one, but I'm on the answer me every question like. Because Martina one, Albertina one, Frank Canera one, Johnny Ringo, John Wayne and Bloodstain and me gone too much in a memory lane. Oh no one test my caravan.
Killing, I know the killing, revolution willing. I'm more killing, and some boy dying. I know the killing, none of them can test this. It's some boy dead, some boy dead. If you test revolution sound, you dead. When we rise up in the night hall and leave some sound to rest, every sound test revolution sound you dead. Miss how we kill sound, murder sound, I make money, money your tongue, bomb and mine, John was a
well, this a bad man settings. Bad man do action before we settings. No long top, no powder, no fittings. We no take disrespect in this revolution. One time prepare for grand wettings. Bad man no trace up, no we no swissy. We no mama lash, we no lippy. Now see me tougher than shot. Revolution no fear back. We sure that beat where your pass on can beat where your back.
Revolution is a big way, man, super, yeah, diamond. Acted all the time to flat it. Attack over money. At it. Them say bad up who? Which part? Which crew? How could we them attack? I must you. Them can't color we, cause we no color Lou. Them say box in the face. When? How? Which guy? Super no believer, big clock lie. Box where? Them story them in no buy. True the one and name heavy metal. When it beats on boy I get a funeral. Wake them up, disinfect them like a metal. Me guns them in a order alphabetical. Outer road me get me street credential. I me no left me dark cause that essential. Super owning things them and no rental. Survive gangster life no accidental.
Yo, one to them beware. Danny, super, diamond. Tell them, well, revolution ready fi gun them down. We gonna bust the road, them a fire surround. The boy them seem so blessed, we know why they no progress. We a go down them round town. We kill who we kill so them can't survive. This revolution them a go lose them life. Them shoot now them buck quick. Cause if you kill them pussy up from 95. So anytime, them this revolution them a go say me 9. Police out the road say them a fight crime. Holiday a come and we no see the first time. Tell them say anytime. Government policies gone to mine. Poor people apply that a sure sign. Corruption and power go
revolution sound. Aim in a beware, aim in a super, aim in a Danny, aim in a diamond, kick it off like a ball in them and the East Coast Warriors. Whoa, DMV. Super, me say fi kill some sound now. Kill some sound now. Revolution have some gunshot fear. Hey, son boy is dying. Listen me. Nobody nothing know what kind of gun that in your boss. Hey son boy, your life you better give it up. Everybody a gonna know say them dead inna the dance. You violate be where you don't stand a chance. Nobody nothing know what kind of gun that man a boss. Hey son boy, your life you better give it up. Everybody a gonna know son boy dead inna the dance. Super tell them don't stand a chance. Revolution. Every time them come them want war with the sound. And they know say super we kill them with ease. Cause from we looking at them face we see the weakness. Afraid when the dubs them unleash, listen. I know like Danny can't kill your sound. For them this jockey is a clown. Anyhow the war fi start them can't last the first fucking round. Baby Sit down with us up. Bend down with us up. Bend down with us up. Sit down with us up. I've been waiting. Nobody nothing know, say me and you a touch. Nobody nothing know, say you a give it up. Nobody nothing know, say you come over me yard. Baby, you know me love you bad. Nobody nothing know, say me and you a touch. Nobody nothing know, say you a give it up. Nobody nothing know, say you come over me yard. Baby, you know me love you bad.
My vibes, I'm in no care who I fight. I know I criticize, I'm on the higher heights. So you can say what you want to and do what you want to, it's no concern to me. Because I have my own vision, me dip on my own mission to rule my destiny.
I got you up to you, I straight it to you. Rasta boys, stop rock with the youths, them destiny. The children live what they learn. Them so innocent and so free. Chant a song to be there for the wicked them. Father God, him a go answer we.
They won't be the same.
Oh,
I know that I can make it. No, I'll never stop trying. Oh, no, I know that I can make it. Yeah. Don't worry about that. Jaja rise me out of my bed. I mean, go river and go wash my dread. Me alright, alright. I'm a Jaja sunrise, wake me up this morning, and I can hear Mama Africa calling. Alright, alright. I tell you me girl, I want to love you. Let me kiss and hug you. Just wanna rub your body down. Been so long I want you. I've been waiting for you. I will catch you if you fall. Cause something slow like a river makes money shiver. Can't wait to deliver. This feels like love, and I am a burning desire to take love higher. This feels like love. I feels more like living. This joy I'm feeling when you are around. When you are around. Girl, I want to love you. Let me kiss and hug you. Just wanna rub your body down. Been so long I want you. I've been waiting for you. I will catch you if you fall.
oh boy, oh yeah. Hey, whoa, yeah. I'm searching for a better way. I'm searching for a better day. Try to keep my feet on the right road, yes. Searching for a better day. Hey.
Careless but workers of iniquity. Rastafari, it's my security. Chimney, and I'm going out and coming in. Never leave by Jaja. I keep me far from vampires. And I'm going out and coming in. Keep me by your right hand, and keep me far from Satan.
Let me tell you once more, I love you. Let me tell you once more, again. Let me tell you once
baby, me want squeeze you. Me no want jump me gun, but I hear you rock me boat, you rock me boat. Just let me love you until the morning out. Me name, me want you fi ball it out. Then softly call it out. I don't worry about them pagans, but answer them through me raven. I don't worry about them roaches, cause we don't know my bacon. I don't worry about life, but me worried about death. Me no worry about what gone already, but me worry about I wanna go on dead. Hey, Tasha have a plan for every man. That's why me no worry about no one. What me do is stay focused, stay strong, pay attention to the journey when me depend. People always a go up, but we say develop negative in a positive to them. Hey, they just always talking shit, but the time when you lose are the time when you quit. Hey, 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 I don't worry about them pagans. Me dance to them through me raven. I don't worry about the roaches, cause me don't have my bacon. I don't worry about life, but me worried about death. Me no worry about what gone already, but me worried about I wanna go. Me no make them change my energy. Me no make them change my energy. All of a sudden me have so many enemies, from the grill point to Tel Aviv. Me no make them change my energy. Me no make them change my energy. Don't want me wild up, but show me no friendly.
Big up we links, right now the link and keep the links stink. We links no road, so we float, never sink. We link it them up with thing lock on the road. So no boy no doing a man got tough chat on the road, yeah. No man is an island, and no man stands alone. Big up we links, them we make this whole thing possible. Without we links, it would have impossible. Big up the link, them a Sherlock, Brook Valley, Riverton, New Haven and Spanish Town. Fort Moore, Marble back to Jerusalem. Maxfield and the link on the wall time. Pick up the garden link and the jungle link. White all cassava peace and the common link. We no keep friend, got friend kill friend. But the links in which and them never end. Watch a them. Pick up all how we link them and represent who we link them. Links them when they're from start to end. Real to the link and we not pretend. So pick up all of the link them and represent who we link them. Links them when they're from start to end. Real to the link and we not pretend.
Well, as we move, we're down to the countdown. We're down to the countdown. It's about 20 minutes into the hour. And, I tell you, I truly enjoyed tonight's show because the amount of information that has been shared tonight with our listeners. I mean, money can't pay for that, you know. The history, the significance, the influence. Because that's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about influence. Teddy Bear of Teddy Bear Promotions in DC says, hey, when Robin Nesta Marley opened for the Commodores, that was the influence to me that reggae music has made it. And the people there wanted to hear Bob Marley over the Commodores. If you don't know who the Commodores are, they're a R&B group, a funk group here in the US that are very popular, especially around the 70s and the 80s time. So that's very big. Now, we talked to Chin. Chin said that he used to be a sound owner. Before that, he used to pack boxes and move sound and wrap wire. He talked about how he used to get different serials on different albums and 12-inch versus before the 45s come out, and how a lot of selectors don't respect those fundamentals, that history, because they never experienced it. So those of us who have experienced it, we respect it. Right now, I want you to chime in with me because this is really influential. This is really, I want to hear what you have to think, what's going on in your minds, because it's important. So check in, log in, Sound Edutainment on Facebook. That's Sound Edutainment. Big up everybody who listening. Big up my baby in Chicago, you don't know, driving on the way home. Big up all my family in New York. Excess amount of respect in every aspect. Big up my girl, partner in life. We can't forget Tasha, Rozez. Excess amount in every aspect. Big up Laing, Teddy Bear. Big up Impulse Nation, don't know. And big up Fierce Fire, because last night Virginia was mad. You can't see me got like an arse throat, so last night. Big up Angelina Montana, because she did there last night too. And big up the whole entire DMV, because last week it was a serious thing. We're too bad time is short, but to make it real quick, I'm going to just go through it real fast. The police, a couple of weeks ago, there was a murder in DC dancehall. Unfortunately, I don't know the youth. Hearts go out to his family. It was an African Belgian. And the police now are investigating this homicide. So as a result, they are invading. It's an invasion. Babylon went in the dance. Line up all the man on one side, all the woman on the next side. Search everybody, take mug shots, ID, warrant check, DEA, everything. That's not good for the business. DC promoter, get it legal. Don't put no flags on the road and have your people come and dance and your thing not legal. You're not on the insurance, you're on the permits, you're on the license. What I try to do, people want to hear the music and full joy yourself. So we can listen to Sting on pay-per-view. Or go to Irish and Chin event. Or hear Revolution on a Teddy Bear event. Or Impulse Nation event. So promoter, we want it. We love the business. We love the music. Get it right. Each and every Sunday, Sound Edutainment. Big up Tees. She's listening in. Shaba, my family in the Netherlands. Big up Marlon, the man in Atlanta, the family them. Big up Naya Minchin, they are Florida. Big up the whole entire entourage. Langley Park in the DMV, because you don't know. Right now, kind of hot round there, so I have a whole yard. See my deal with it, that I deal with. Yeah. Anyway, this is Sound Entertainment Revolution. Impulse Nation is going to kill us. But it's alright. Next week is off the hook, so super.
I'm organizing a revolution going straight to the 2000s. Liberate the people in revolution. Liberate them.
Yeah. We will liberate the people. Revolution chant, boy. Whoa, chant, boy. Liberation, boy. Whoa, chant, boy. See revolution chant, boy. Whoa, chant, boy. Liberation, boy. Whoa.
All right, super. We're out of here soon. Take it away, yo.
We say, no sunrise and gone on them thing with it done. Like the sunrise and gone.
Hey, big up Miss Queen, big up Tees, you know. Take the job of Virgin last night for the shillings. Right now, this next song is called Request. If you have a request, put it on Sound, please. But right now, Impulse Nation, yo.
Love is the only solution. Can stop a revolution. Just freedom meditation. From war and
yeah.
Love is the only solution.
And don't forget December 26th. Pay-per-view, you know. All flights lead to Jamaica if you can't afford that. Spend some holiday money. Or what do you?
Revolution is a thing.
To the world.
So my people check it.
We got about 1 minute and 12 seconds and we're out of here, you know.
Time of change. You need some different kind of place. Make sure you don't stand up sick insane. When you're ready to take his place. The 4 kings of the earth be wise. Judgment is overside. Love is the only solution.
Hey, special request. Impulse Nation. Big up Tasha Rozez, partner in life. Father Laing, big up yourself. Hey, Chin, we can't forget you. Big up yourself. Appreciate the love and your support, Bridget.
Take your meditation.
Hey, Flair Lindsay, you make it happen, mama. Boy, Angelina, you're lucky last night there was no clash, you know. I tell you. Right now, I present to you we got a few more minutes and then we're out of here. This is Sound Entertainment. You hear me now? Yo.
You get it and start again. The Holocaust is rising up on us.
So I see, I know.
It's not my fault, my friend. They are the one responsible. Just ask them why.
Hey.
Are we gonna bear the...
I big up my brother Mark A, you know, anyway, stand up. He's a Milo British.
It really makes no sense, like...
He's a brain in Baltimore.
Fill up them fence,
yo. That one your name.
Who is gonna fight again when the revolution is a turn, my friend? Who is gonna fight again when there's nowhere to run? Yeah, yeah.
Who's gonna fight again
when the revolution is a turn, my friend? Who is gonna fight again when there's nowhere to run? Yeah, yeah. We're living in this world of confusion.
Hey, bless up Empress Coco listening, you know? Should I work hard?
It seems like they can't understand him now. The meditation.
Hey.
Say do a fight.
I Dream, North Face Records.
Where I will be. Said giving thanks and praise to the Most High King. Hey, King Selassie, yeah. Who is gonna fight again when the revolution is at hand, my friend? Say who is gonna fight again when there's no way to run?
Next week, I'm gonna play some new artists, you know.
Say who is gonna fight again?
Request I Dream in North Face family, you know.
My friend. Say who is gonna fight again when there's no way to run?
So revolution.
Jah, please guide and protect yourself.
I big up Killer Khan celebrated Earthstrong down in Norfolk last night.
Mama, 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 papa, papa, sister, brother. Look here.
Big up Planet Sonic.
Look here. The system got to change.
Yeah, the promoter don't forget the thing straight to DC, you know.
Oh, we gotta change it. Yeah. Don't you know? Talking about a revolution sound.
This is the movementsradio.net.
Well, this is Kabaka Pyramid. I don't know Impulse Nation presents Sound Edutainment every Sunday 9 p.m. on movementsradio.net. Yeah, man, live interviews and more. You don't know the whole thing. Revolution Sound. Beware. Yeah, man, Super and Danny B. Kabaka Pyramid representing every time. Still a scene.
Wagwan, brother.